Hello squad, so I've decided that today is story time, and you, my friends, are going to get the tale of how I got my kindergarten teacher fired. I recently thought to myself, maybe this is just a story that I got told and is fake and not real, as that often happens with things told to children. They believe it and then they're like, wait, that wasn't real? But I asked my mom. She said this is a thing that really happened. So my birthday is October 15th, and the cutoff day for getting into the grade of kindergarten, I guess, was October 1st. So I was 2 weeks away from getting into kindergarten, and they wouldn't let me in because if I went in that year, I would be a follower because I'd be the baby of the grade. But if I waited a year, I'd be a leader my whole time in school because I'd be one of the oldest. I was at the age, however, where another year of doing nothing was a very, very boring prospect for me. So I decided to learn how to read anyway. So I got this big box, boxish, Hooked on Phonics. I don't know if anybody else used that, but I did. I was trying to learn reading from this little Hooked on Phonics thing, and it was not going well. In fact, I frustrated my mom so much. She, like I, does not have much patience. So I would be struggling, and she'd storm off up the stairs, and she'd be like, A, apple, B, bull. What don't you understand? My mother's a lovely person, I promise. So eventually I learned how to read while I was on vacation to New York with my grandparents, with my Hooked on Phonics, but away from my mother. So I knew how to read before kindergarten. So here I am, a year later, in kindergarten. Welcome to kindergarten, itty bitty Maggie. And I know how to read because I'm awesome and because I had to wait a year and got really bored. So I got to go up to the first grade for my math and reading classes. So I was up in first grade for math and reading, which I would have been if they'd let me into kindergarten in the first place. But besides the point. The other students' parents found out I could read because I was there reading Frog and Toad chapter books, and their children were learning the alphabet, and they were not very happy. Apparently, they went to the school or the school board or something along those lines. I don't know the politics of kindergarten schools. And they were complaining, how come my child doesn't know how to read? That child knows how to read. They're reading chapter books and they're in the first grade for the reading, and my child doesn't know how to read. How come they don't read? So my kindergarten teacher got fired because I learned to read of my own accord and their children didn't. And that's that. Feel pretty bad looking back at it. I was because I knew these things already, I didn't exactly do my best in that class. We had a weekly letter and we would color it in and do little activities with that letter. And I knew my letters and how to put them together and the whole reading shenanigan. So I would just kind of take my crayons and scribble all over it, and I would get in trouble for not coloring in the lines because I just wasn't feeling it. I knew all that. I didn't need to color in letters to learn it. So despite being that much of a problem child for my teacher, it only got worse when I got her fired from her job. So yeah, that's the story of how I got my kindergarten teacher fired. If you guys want to hear any more stories or have any other ideas for the channel, go ahead and comment below and tell me. Austin was wanting to do another challenge, so maybe we'll do that, but he is eternally on vacation. He gets back from one and goes on another. So who knows if that'll ever happen. Thanks for watching. Bye. So I use so a lot.